It's a PowerPoint presentation. Let me show you what it really does by playing it and pressing the F5 key. So what really happens is if I am picking the color black, I'm clicking on it. Suppose if I am clicking here, so it can fill all the black colors, something like this. Suppose if I'm picking the white color, just I need to click on it so the color can be selected. So it says now it is turning everything into white color. I'm just selecting the black color here. It's a kind of pixel art application. So I'm just drawing, trying to give an look and feel what can be done or anything like that. And what really happens is if I am pressing the escape key, all these values are already stored here. So all these shapes are, all the colors are stored already. All these colors, all the colors are stored in the shapes already. Okay, let me explain how I did this with VBA. Okay, here is a blank presentation I have started with. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a shape, a square shape. So the fill is white and the outline is black. Okay, fine. What I'm going to do is actually what really what really needs to happen is that whenever I am clicking on it, the color has to change to the selected color. Okay, so what I'm basically do is I'm going to attach this action here. Say for example, okay, let's first create the macros here. Okay, here is the function I'm giving change bg color or anything, like it can be any name. Just name it. You can just name it to anything you want. I'm just saying change bg color. I'm going to create it. Okay, just going to create it now. What really needs to happen is I'm just putting an MSG box and say I'm clicked and I'm just saving it. Okay, please note that I have to save it in a PPTM. That's very important. This has to be PPTM, PowerPoint macro enabled presentation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to store it in my document and I'm going to make it like so coloring presentation or whatever name you can name it. So coloring presentation. So it has stored the value. Now let me run it. If I'm pressing the F5, it does not do anything. So I'm just closing it, just clicking here, clicking on the box. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert an action for this one. So whenever I am clicking on the shape, it has to run the macro change BG color. So I'm just, okay, if I'm running it now, okay, moving the mouse, you can see the cursor changing, it's arrow, it's a hand. So now clicking on it, I am clicked. Okay, here I need to write a code. Whenever a shape is clicked, it has to be filled with a color. So for now, what I'm going to do is I'm giving a cell shape. Okay, it's a variable as shape. So technically it means that, so whenever the function is being called, suppose if the function is being called from the shape, the variable will be sent to the function inside the function. Suppose if I am clicking on the shape, this shape variable will be sent here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the cell shape dot fill dot forecolor dot RGB is equal to, what I'm going to give is, I'm just simply going to give something, some random colors, 150, 150, 150. So which means so whenever I'm clicking here, it will be filled with the color, with this color. Okay, let me see what really what happens. So pressing the F5 key, clicking here, wow, it gives a gray color. Okay, let me change something here. For example, if I want to give the red color, 255, 0 and 0, it means that it's going to be a red color. So pressing the F5, clicking on it, so we are getting the red color. So this is how it can be done. Okay, fine. Actually, for now, what we are going to do is we are going to assign RGB 000. That's going to be a black color. Okay. Okay, the code is basically ready now, but what we need to do is we need to draw a set of rows and set of columns. So here what I'm going to do is I'm just selecting the shape. For now, I'm going to fill it with the white color. So just selecting it, I'm going to zoom it, pressing the Control D and positioning it very closely to the box. And what I'm going to do is I'm pressing the Control D again, it will position automatically. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So now we have 10 boxes. And now I'm going to create the rows. So Control D, I'm going to position it again for the row. Okay, fine. Now pressing the Control D, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. What I can do is Control G, grouping it and resizing it, and press again ungroup it. We can ungroup it. So this it's ready to use now. So remember that whatever the code that has been written for this shape will also be in this shape. It means that if I am going to the insert, the action will be there. So change color. If I am clicking here, I'm going to the insert action, it will be having the change backlight. Technically, it means that all the boxes are inheriting, all the shapes are inheriting from the first shape. Okay, now I'm pressing the F5. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to click on the shapes. It's working very fine. Awesome. Okay, so it's a kind of pixel art. Right, fine. If I'm pressing the escape key, remember all the values will be stored here again. That's not a problem. Okay, now what we have to do? Now we have to write the function so that whenever I'm clicking on a black button, and after that clicking on the black button, if I'm clicking on these shapes, the shape will be filled with the black color. If there is a white button, if I'm clicking on the white button and I'm clicking on the shape again, the box will be, the shape will be white color. So this is the code I'm going to write now. So for example, what I'm going to do is just clicking here and I'm going to use this shape. Okay, here is the shape and I'm selecting this one and duplicating it, and it's going to be a white color, a shapeful white color. Okay, so we do have black and some white. So what has to be done is that whenever I'm selecting this color, after clicking this one, and if I'm clicking here, it will be black color. I've told it already, just telling it again. Okay, now let us write the code. I'm going to the developer. I'm going to the Visual Basic VBA part. And here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to write two sub. So first sub is that actually select black color. So it's a function. So what has to be done is that I'm just creating a variable, writing a variable. Selected color is equal to RGB of. RGB of what? It's going to be black color. So I'm going to assign another function. I'm going to write select white color. So the same variable selected color is equal to RGB of 255, 255, 255, 255. Okay, fine. Now we have created the two functions. Remember, the variable here assigned will be private variable. Technically, it means that whenever I am clicking this, the variable is here only. Suppose if the selected color, I am copying the selected color to here, it is not possible to get that variable, this value to here. So means that technically this variable has to be a global variable. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to declare it as a global variable. So global selected color as variant. So as I'm going to use the RGB, so I'm going to save the RGB value. I'm declaring the variable as variant, and it's a global variable. So this is what I have done now. So the variable is stored here, and this variable is a global variable. So this can be accessed from this function, this function, and this function. This person or this function, if you want to touch the selected color, it can touch it. If this function wants to touch it, it can touch it. If this function wants to read it, it can read it. But everything will be the same variable name, the same variable value. Okay, here let's see what really happens. Now I think it's almost ready. Let's go to the uh, front end and try to run the program. Pressing the F5. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the, oh, we have not linked these buttons, right? So now we have to link it. So select it and go to the insert, action, run macro. So we have select backlight, right? And this one, action, run macro, select white color, right? Great. Now let's run again. Okay, now you can see the cursor changing. Wow, that's great. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put here like clicking on the white. It's already black here, so I can test it easily. Just going to click on it. Wow, it's working. So it means that it's not technically erasing, but it is setting the value fill color with the white. It means that if you're clicking it, it is really filling it with white, but you cannot see it because as it is already white. Okay, now let's select the black color. So we have selected the black color. It is also working very fine. Okay, now let's try to draw something here. Okay, with my little drawing knowledge, I've done something. Okay, this is how it can be done. So it's a kind of small application, but technically with this idea, you can do a lot of things with PowerPoint. So it is almost, we are using it like a front end to draw something. And remember that actually, even if you are pressing the escape key, you can still have those values filled with this one. So it means that you can duplicate it and you can use it for any other things, for any worksheets or any other things. Or for technically, depending on the industry you are, it can be used for many type of things. I hope. As actually I'm creating a lot of worksheets, so I will be using it for worksheets and for educational purposes. I hope you guys enjoyed and have some. Hello. I hope you guys really enjoyed it and I hope it is useful for you. Please share with your friends and please comment too.